But I remember you saying to me something like, I just want to make a skate video, but like skate videos used to have all these like little interstitial moments, you know what I mean, where people were goofing around and being crazy, these little skits basically in between skate parts, and you're like, I just want to cut all the skating out and just make a movie that's like all the good parts.
Yeah, kind of. At that point, I was super into the idea of narrative and deconstructing narrative, and felt like film was. I wanted to make movies that felt more like a collage or impressionistic. And I always the thing that always frustrated me about films is like rarely I felt like I loved a whole film. It was usually specific moments or scenes. And so then with this movie, I was like, why can't I just make a whole movie of that? Like, why do I have to wait to get to the good part? Like, why can't I just make good parts? You know, like, why can't every scene be exciting on its own? And that you don't need to see something before or after to justify. Like, why can't I just put all good things in there? And then I wanted it to feel like the images were kind of like falling from the sky. Like they were just kind of the strange tapestry, and things were just like the sounds and images, and things were like deconstructed in a way where it seemed random, but at the same time, it told the story of this town and these characters. And so that's what we'd go in. We were shooting things on VHS and Super 8 and Polaroids, and then I knew I just wanted to kind of make sense of it. I had a script, but then we were filming all this other stuff around the script, and then I wanted to make sense of it in the edit.
But the one that really struck me, like something that I remember hearing either from you or from someone else, was that scene when the kid takes the picture frame off the wall and all the cockroaches, and that was real, right?
Yeah, that was interesting. I was, you know, because again, I was learning on this movie. I was so ambitious. I wanted it to be so good, you know, and so I when we filmed that was in his house. That was the house of pack rats, and I knew because I knew there were bugs because I'd seen him go like that before, and then all the bugs like run out, like, and I'd seen that. And actually, when he did that in the thing, he'd already moved that a couple of times, so there were a lot less bugs than normal. And that we found like a human jawbone there, and what else? Like, you know, a bunch of like fossilized animals and things. And but anyway, I learned that this was a big thing for me. I learned. So my crew on the movie, I show up, and the producer comes up to me, and I think I'm like 23 or something, you know. And I was just like, I didn't know how to contain myself. And he goes, the crew is abandoning you.
That was my next question.
Yeah, because it ties into this. I said, what do you mean? And he's like, no, the crew is like abandoning you. He's like, they're walking away, and they refuse to go in the house. And I was like, what? I was like, the crew is like quitting on me? And he said, yeah, they're leaving, so we don't know. And I had this French cinematographer, one of the best, his name was Jean-Yves Escoffier. He died a while ago, but it's amazing. He shot all the Leos Carax films. And he was a real hero of mine. And it was the first film he'd done in America. And so he had never heard of a crew abandoning the director. And I've told this story before, but he looked at me and the thing, and I was like, what do we do? And I'll never forget, he just looks at me and he goes, fuck them all! He's like, all I need is you, me, the actors, and a fucking light bulb. And like, I got so much power from that because like I saw he was like, it was so offensive to him, and I really saw he was for real. Like we didn't need anybody. And so and then I said, I was like, so we should get undressed and shoot this in our underwear, you know, as like protest, because they put on hazmat suits. This is what ended up happening. their thing was they would wear hazmat suits, and then Escoffier and I did the whole day in our underwear. Just to, you know, as a fuck you to them. And but it's true, I learned so much in that thing. In the end, it just is like the perseverance or desire is really what, it's an obsession, and you should never abandon your director.
Didn't they sue?
I don't know, man, that was a long time ago.
That wasn't your problem.
I was stoned.